welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know that it's been a while since I have posted, but as you can imagine, it's been so much going on with this pandemic thing. I don't know about you, but it has definitely had a toll on me in my life. And so that's what basically made me have a little break from being able to post videos like I wanted to reach originally weekly, but life happens, so it didn't happen. But I'm going to try to get back on track because I know that this is something that I said that I was going to do and I want to stick to it. And I've really missed like talking out loud and being able to talk to you guys. So I felt like this is like therapy for me, being able to talk and being able to communicate with my followers. So yeah, let's get back to it.
Yeah, let's get right to it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and be honest with you guys. I did not want to do the original thing that everybody is doing who has a YouTube channel and things like that. And it's gonna talk about this craziness that's going on because I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of watching the news. I'm tired of people telling us what we need to be doing during this time. I'm tired of hearing people complain about the struggles that they're going through during this time. Obviously, we all don't like it. It's a stressful time for everybody. And I just did not want to talk about it. Like, that was another reason, honestly, why I was like, okay, I kind of want to talk about it because I feel like I want to see if other people can relate to me and how I'm feeling. But then at the same time, I'm tired of seeing people talk about it and I'm just over it. But talking about it actually helps. It's therapy. It makes you feel better. So I'm going to release a little bit of it out without overwhelming us even more about what's going on. Obviously, it's a hard time for everybody. We don't need to be reminded about it. But it's also, during this time we can find the good in it as well. And I've realized a lot during this time of God just literally sitting me down. This isn't the first time that he has done this to me. Obviously I've never gone through anything like this where the world is basically having to quarantine in their homes, but there has been other instances in my life where God has definitely sat me down, and I just kind of wanted to share that with you and share the positives and the bright side of this situation. So a second ago, you heard me mention that this isn't actually the first time that God has basically forced me to sit down. And today I just want to share a little testimony of mine by letting you know that sometimes God sitting us down can be best for us. And a lot of the times it's for a specific reason. So basically, for me, I am a go-getter. I'm a planner. I'm an organizer. I like to stay busy. I like to stay occupied. I'm also a very chill person. Like, I love to sleep. I love to just watch TV, watch movies, eat, and lounge. But majority of the time, like during the week, I like to have a plan for myself and I like to stay on the go. It's what motivates me. It's what drives me every day. And I feel like if I'm not constantly going, I feel like I'm not doing nothing with myself. I feel like I'm wasting my life. I'm wasting my time. So it makes me feel better when I'm just going. It can be a curse and it can be a blessing at the same time. And I feel like I have experienced both sides of that, the curse part and the blessing. I remember my senior year of college, it was actually one of the most stressful times. It was exciting, but it was just so much going on. Like, not only had just changed my major at the end of my junior year, so my senior year, I was taking so many credit hours, but I was still working. I was still trying to apply for jobs that I was interested in pursuing after graduation. I was starting a nonprofit organization. I was receiving mentorship. I was doing mentoring. And I had all these other little side hustles that I wanted to do. So I was just so busy all the time. And I literally never just sat down. Then I'm also trying to balance just trying to enjoy a little bit of my senior year, before just strictly I'm about to enter adulthood. So, long story short, I ended up being hospitalized a couple of months after I graduated. I remember had just came back from Orlando. I went on a vacation with my boyfriend and his family. We had the time of our lives. It was so much fun. But even then and leading up into that moment, I was just, like I said before, going. And a few days after we had got back from our trip, I remember I was experiencing some discomfort in my chest. I was having some difficulties breathing, and I just remember feeling just so anxious and just feeling my heart pounding, like I couldn't really like catch my breath and things like that. And it was a very kind of scary moment for me because, like I said before, I like having control over everything. I like having control over my life and my body. And for once, I had felt the feeling of I could not control what my body was feeling and what I was experiencing in that time. I didn't know how to stop my heart from racing, or, I really did not know what to do. So I was in the hospital. They were saying that they were going to have to keep me overnight so I could do some tests and things like that. And then I also remember, like, my second day in the hospital, I was having a consultation with the doctor, and he was telling me to go over my daily routine with him. And literally after I gave him the life of Brittany, he was like, "Ma'am, you are going to have to slow down, or this is where you're going to continue to find yourself at the hospital. You're going to keep running yourself dry. You got to take better care of your health, and just take some time to breathe. Take some time to be present. Like, you need to change up some things. You are young." And, I'm looking at him like, okay, like, yeah, that makes sense. But how do I do that? Like, how do I just stop what I've been doing for so long? Or for me, it's second nature for me to just always give my all, or to always be so busy. So how do I just stop doing that? Like, easier said than done, doc. Like, but with me sitting in the hospital bed, I'm like, well, I obviously don't like being here. So I'm going to have to do something so I don't find myself here again. And so I remember after having that conversation, I was talking to my mom, and we were trying to figure out, what can I take a step back from. And I literally had to cut out a lot of things, pretty much everything, rather than, me starting my job and things like that, things that I had to do to continue to make a living for myself. But that gave me a big reality check. Literally, y'all, like, it could not have happened at a worse time. With me being in the hospital was literally the same week that I was putting together my first pageant ever for little girls. And that was something that I had always dreamt about doing. And I'm like, now I'm in the hospital, and literally like 3 days later, I got to put on this pageant. I'm not even in great health to be able to do that. Like, what the heck is like going on? Like, so I remember like my mom sitting down with me, and she's just like, well, Brittany, first you got to take care of you, or you ain't gonna be going nowhere. You're not gonna be able to get out the hospital. So literally I had to do what I had to do with just being still, trying to take care of myself, trying not to worry about the plans that I had already for the rest of the week, and just worry about what I was dealing with right then and there at that moment, was trying to get myself healthy so I could get out of the hospital, so I could still put on a pageant literally that same week. At that time and moment, it definitely sucked while I was in the hospital. And it was miserable, literally just sitting there and having to be still for 3 days, knowing that I had all these other plans for myself. But looking back, I would not have changed it in any way, because I needed that time to rest. I needed that time to actually sit down and figure out some of the health issues that I was experiencing. If I had not went to the hospital to figure out some of the things that I was going through, then I never would have known, some of the issues that were going on with me, and knowing how I need to take better care of myself, and I feel like that was something that God was telling me. But because I had my own plans and my own schedule, and I had things to do, I was just pushing him to the side, or pushing my health to the side, because I was just always worried about things that I wanted to do and serving other people. And even though that is a great thing, it's awesome to be able to serve and put people first, sometimes we need to put ourselves first. All the time we need to be putting God first. So sometimes that takes us putting our stuff on the back burner, on the back seat for a while to do the things that really matter in life. Take care of the things that really matter. So I just kind of wanted to share that little testimony of mine with you. I'm not trying to compare that situation to this big pandemic that's going on, because this is something extremely different. And obviously he's sitting us down more than 3 days. Okay. Like, I don't even know what day number this is for like quarantine. Like, your girl is over it. I'm struggling. I'm starting to itch. And I do have my days where I'm just like, I gotta get out. I'm tired of being in here. I be feeling like I'm losing my mind. But at the same time, I definitely feel like this is necessary. I don't know why it's necessary for you. But I know that I've been trying to figure out how this season of me sitting down and being quarantined in, how is this necessary for me? How could this be beneficial for me? And so that's what I want to challenge you guys with today. Try to see the bright side of the situation. I know that it's definitely scary, and I've been praying for everyone, this nation, this world, that the people who have been affected by the virus, I pray that he brings healing and comfort to you and your families. I pray that everyone is trying to stay safe and is staying indoors as much as possible and washing your hands. Okay. I know during these times it is definitely hard. Like I said, I'm so used to being on the go. So this whole quarantine thing is not going great for me. Like, I'm really struggling with this. But at the same time, I feel like there is a bright side to this, and that God is sitting us all down to give us different perspectives, give us a reality check of, what we're doing and what we should be doing and how we need to be coming together to make this world a better place. And also to realize that Jesus is coming, and we need to be making sure that we're ready, that our hearts and our minds are in the right place that they need to be. And so I don't know what he's trying to communicate with you during this season, and I am praying for everyone, because I know that this is challenging for everybody, financially, emotionally, physically, all of that. So sometimes it is hard to see the light of the situation, but I hope that during this time you really go to him during these hard times to figure out what he could be trying to communicate to you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and feel free to share this video with somebody. Again, thank you for all the love and support. Make sure that you share with me what you would like for me to talk about. I mean, we in this quarantine and whatnot, so give your girl something. Give me some suggestions on what I should do or what you would like to hear from me. My hope is that I can bring a little laugh or a smile to your day with all this craziness going on. So I would love to continue to connect with you guys. And so yeah, keep me posted. Love you guys.